loko na ka punui o bahone la ie anue e koi vale no hea ike kanaka e komo mā loko e hana e hewa i ka waha e ano ukala o ka leo ai leo vale no e ho mai ka ike mai luna mai e o na mea huna no e au o na mele e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai ka ike mai luna mai e o na mea huna no e au o na mele e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai ka ike mai luna mai e o na mea huna no e au o na mele e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai e. We always say mahalo ke akua, mahalo nao ama kua, and mahalo to our kupuna. We give thanks to God, we give thanks to our guardian angels, and we give thanks to our ancestors. But most of all, we say mahalo ya'u, or thank you to you and I. Aloha.
Aloha.
Ai, kai ike. O manu ko inoa, he nakalai ba'a au, he na au koa au, he kanaka maoli au. My name is Manu. I'm a canoe builder. I am a warrior of light from the temple of Pu'ukohola, and I am a native Hawaiian. So I'm here tonight to share with you just a little bit about the host culture of these islands, the Hawaiian culture. So I started off tonight with a couple of chants. The first chant is a normal, pretty regular permission chant. Yeah. So for us as Hawaiians, I was fortunate to have kupunas or elders when I was growing up that taught me the correct way to do things here in the islands. And one of my first lessons was that we are not the first people. And that the first people are Nopoi Italani, Nopoi Itahonua, and Nopoi Ite Moana, the people of the heavens, the earth, and of the ocean. And for us as Hawaiians, this is their house. So anytime we want to enter their house, whether it be the forest or the oceans, we always want to be asking permission. We want to announce who we are. We want to say what our intentions are for being here. And we want to ask permission to enter any of the areas on the island. The second chant I did was called E Ho Mai. And E Ho Mai is asking for our ancestors to grant us wisdom and knowledge. So before Western contact, almost 1 million Hawaiians in these islands for over 2,000 years. No electricity, no plumbing, no running water, no sewage, 100% sustainable. Today, 1.4 million people in Hawaii. We import 90% of our food, and we're 90% dependent on fossil fuels. So there is great wisdom and knowledge in our ancestors who survived here for thousands of years. And we ask for this wisdom and knowledge. We do this chant 3 times so that they reveal all the meanings of the words, all the different levels, from the physical level to the mental level to the spiritual level. And we ask them to grant us this knowledge on all of these levels. So as you look behind me, you see the beautiful Pacific Ocean that you've all crossed to be here. And within the Pacific Ocean is the Polynesian Triangle. The Polynesian Triangle goes from Aotearoa or New Zealand across to Rapa Nui or Easter Island. The top of the triangle is Hawaii Nui, or what we call Hawaii today. Over 6 million square nautical miles in the Polynesian Triangle. And our ancestors had traveled throughout this triangle, migrating and inhabiting those island groups from about 3,000 years ago. So there's also great wisdom and knowledge in the way that they voyaged and the way that they sailed. In 1995, I had a chance to build a voyaging canoe, and her name is Makali'i. Makali'i is 54 feet long and 24 feet wide. After building Makali'i, I was honored and privileged to get chosen as a crew member on her maiden voyage. So our voyaging canoes have two hulls. They're about 8 to 9 feet high. They're connected by cross beams. They have a flat deck on top, pretty much the precursor to catamarans. So our maiden voyage on Makali'i was to Tahiti, 2,800 nautical miles away. It took us 28 days to sail to Tahiti. When you're on the crew, you work 12 hours a day, 6 hours on, 6 off, 6 on, 6 off, every day for those 28 days. So as you can imagine, you really learn a lot about yourself on a voyage like that, and you learn a lot about everybody else on your crew. So we learn a couple of really big lessons from voyaging, and one of the biggest lessons on a voyage is how to have more aloha, or more love for one another. Now imagine yourself 28 days, 54 by 24, with 10 to 16 people, with no land in sight for most of those days, and nowhere to go. Not everybody has a good day out there. So on these days, you have to love them even more. And our kupunas always taught us the first step of aloha is compassion. So when people are having a bad day, we want to have compassion for them. We want to send them our aloha. You want to pick them back up and get them functional again. Another really big lesson from voyaging is how important it is for us to malama aina, to care for the land. If we do not care for the land, then we cannot voyage. So we need to care for our land, our fresh water, and our oceans. So these are a couple of really important lessons. And as voyagers, we have a saying, he va'a, he moku, he moku, he va'a. The canoe is our island, and the island is our canoe. So when we sail to Tahiti, that canoe is our island. It has everything we need, food, water, and shelter. When we come back to Hawaii, there's nothing 2,000 miles in any direction. So it's just like we're sitting on a canoe in the middle of the ocean. So these values that we have on the canoe, we need to transfer them to the island so that we all start to give each other more aloha, more love. If we start to do that, we start to realize that we're all connected. We start to realize that we're all one family. If we start to take care of our land, our fresh water, and our oceans, the goal is to make this world a better place. Yeah? Really, it is not for us. It is for our children, their children, their children, their children, and their grandchildren. So that 7 generations from now, those kids have the same opportunities that we do today. So what we try and get everybody to realize is that this earth is the canoe for human beings in this universe. If we all start to give each other more aloha and more love, and we start to take care of this land, that we can make this world a better place from wherever we live on this globe. Yeah? So I leave you tonight in the love and in the light of our ancestors who have always taught us to love all that we see with humility, to live all that we feel with reverence, and to know all that we possess with discipline. So mahalo nui, mahalo nui, mahalo nui.